Tonight we are hearing from the mayor and police chief on the new pot policy in the prosecutor's office. The prosecutor says he would no longer file charges of possession of marijuana with an ounce or less. But as News 8's Sierra Hignite found out, the police chief says his officers will still make those arrests. Sierra?
Mike, both Police Chief BRYAN ROACH and Mayor Joe Hogsett went on camera for the first time today after the announcement was made, and both men say they still need some time to figure out how this new policy is going to affect public safety and violent crime before either of them can get on board. Prosecutor Ryan Mears says that it's been a, quote, ongoing conversation between his office, IMPD, and the mayor's office to change marijuana possession policy. However, both Mayor Hogsett and Chief Roach say they have not previously discussed anything pertaining to decriminalization of marijuana, but rather have had general conversations regarding public safety.
From our standpoint, our priority is clear. We're going to address violent crime. That's our concern. That is our priority, and we're not going to mess around with simple possession of marijuana cases.
As of now, Chief Roach says that his officers will continue making arrests to enforce Indiana state law, which still states marijuana is an illegal substance.
If you are in possession of misdemeanor marijuana, then it's still against the law and you may still be arrested.
The disconnect between IMPD, the mayor's office, and the prosecutor's office on this issue has caused some confusion for patrons.
Just as a taxpayer, I don't feel like it's fiscally responsible to arrest people who aren't going to be convicted of a crime, so I just don't really agree with it.
Mears says one of the reasons for the change in policy was in hopes to free up resources to better address violent crime. However, Roach says when officers confiscate any amount of marijuana, they will continue to go through the proper protocol that the state law requires.
Once you're arrested for anything, you go to the detention, and then there's a presentation of probable cause. And then it's at that point where the prosecutor's office decides not to file those charges.
The only entity that can charge anyone with a crime is the Marion County Prosecutor's Office, and there is no ambiguity in this policy. We are not charging people if it is less than 30 grams of marijuana.
Hogsett says he still has a lot of questions in regards to the new policy.
I want to be very, very supportive of anything that our community needs to do to make our criminal justice process equitable and fair, but we need to catch up.
Chief BRYAN ROACH says that he himself has seen an increase in violent crime in recent years surrounding marijuana, and that's just one of the reasons why he says he has some concerns jumping on board of this policy that basically ignores possession even of small amounts of marijuana. Live in downtown, I'm Sierra Hignite, Wish TV News 8.
Sarah, thank you. Could that major announcement pave the way for Indiana lawmakers to go green in 2020? News 8's David Williams talked with a couple of them who plan to push for marijuana legislation in some form.
Now that Marion County's interim prosecutor says they will not charge adults for possession of marijuana under an ounce, could the whole state follow suit in 2020?
God bless that man. I want to buy him a steak there. Anything he wants at St. Elmo's or whatever restaurant in Indianapolis, I don't care. What he did, he is going to force the conversation at the State House that should have been had years ago.
Democrat State Senator Karen Talley hopes so. She's planning on filing a bill that would decriminalize pot possession of less than an ounce statewide.
Last week at the Criminal Corrections Committee, the prosecutors, State Prosecutors Association, told us that last year there were 22,000 arrests for marijuana possession. So let's start there. Let's get rid of that.
State Rep Jim Lucas plans on filing a bill to legalize medical cannabis statewide.
There are just a whole spectrum of benefits that this brings to people, better quality of life, and not just that, but significantly less side effects than many of the prescription medications they're taking now.
State Rep Jim Lucas plans to file his bill in about a month or so. State Senator Karen Talley is still working on her bills. In the State House, I'm David Williams, Wish TV News 8.